Do you think that height, looks, money matter?
To some extent, we all want to feel safe and protected. It's in our biologies. It depends on the person.
No.
No?
No.
Not at all. Zero.
Yeah.
So he can be short, ugly, fat, and you can still be down?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, okay, cool.
I would say that, of course, cozy time that you spend with the man, it's better to be somewhere in a nice restaurant than in McDonald's, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean,
Fair enough.
I mean, not.
I've done McDonald's dates. Usually it's ice cream though. We're not like having a meal. It's just like, hey, let's get
I
some ice
mean,
cream.
of course, it depends. Like sometimes you have mood for it.
So what matters then? What's important?
What is the word? The attitude?
The attitude?
Yeah.
Okay, so attitude, personality.
Yeah.
You care about what's on the inside,
Yeah.
not on the outside. Makes sense because all of the outside is gonna fade.
Yes.
Everyone has a different preference, right? So don't assume that a girl won't like you because she's your height or taller, but also don't assume you're the perfect guy for a girl that's this much shorter because that's the relationship standard.
It's not about money. It's about how much attention you give to the lady. It not necessarily need to be super expensive, but maybe it could be just one rose, or maybe it could be just something. But
On a first
you,
date, a
as
rose?
a woman, yeah,
For you.
maybe.
For Russians, yes. For
Yeah.
Western women, don't bring a rose on the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
date unless
right.
you're in high school or something.
Exactly. It's a different thing.
I remember I went on 5 dates with a girl in Moldova and couldn't get past first base, basically. And my buddy was like, get her some roses. I'm like, okay, can't hurt. And then that pretty much escalated it to the next level just by giving her flowers. In Moldova, it costs like 50 cents for a bouquet.
Those things important. Maybe it's a little present. Maybe it is something that shows her that you care. You were thinking about it. It's not like you have every day new date. So she feels special.
What about money though? Does he need, I assume he needs some money. He's got to take you on a date. But are you turned on by a guy with lots of money or does that matter at all?
Doesn't matter at all for me. I think it's important. I think in the first day if he pay for you or something, but he doesn't have do it always. Yeah.
He doesn't always have to pay?
No.
Just the first time?
Maybe the first time and sometimes, but you can pay sometimes for
The
your
woman
things.
can pay
Yeah.
sometimes. Okay. I think that's a good tip. Like, don't make assumptions. Don't assume anything, really, unless it's like very clear. Like, don't assume she has a boyfriend unless she's holding hands with a guy. Don't assume she likes taller guys or only wealthy guys just because she's really, really attractive and she looks like a runway model. You just don't know. So much better to find out. And I think we all have our preferences.
So don't get upset if a girl doesn't want to go out with you because you're not the perfect height or you're not the perfect age for her. We have these ideas of people we would go for. And sometimes, it might be that we meet someone and they're not the height we normally go for or whatever.
Do you prefer a guy that looks attractive?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. But sometimes it doesn't even matter.
Yes.
Nice. You hear that? Ugly, short, bald, unattractive, ugly guys out there. You have a chance. How important are looks like initially? Because for us guys, looks are really important, right? In the beginning, obviously, personality, attitude, all that matters later on after you start talking to her. But initially, it's like we're going up to her because of her looks, usually, or her vibe, her energy, that kind of stuff too. How about for you? Initial attraction, like is it like 100% looks or is it like looks but it's also this confidence or other things?
Of course, it has to be all together. It cannot be just one thing. Okay, let's say I see the guy and he's awesome. He looks amazing. He have great body. He have great style. But when he opens his mouth, it's just like stupid things come out. So of course it has to be a combination of everything.
That was me before. Stupid things always came out. It was really bad.
But you getting skills, that's the thing, you know, like now you skilled and that's what you were working with yourself to get better, and that's what every man have to do. Nobody were born perfect, either woman either man. For men it's you know, you have to develop yourself as a man, and that's, you know, very valuable. When you see that man, you feel the energy as well as a woman, and you want to be with that man because you see he's, you know, he smell like, I don't know how to say it, success, I would say. That's important. And it's not about the way you look, it's about your vibe, it's about your energy. It's also like, imagine I met a guy, he was a model, but what he had inside in mind, and it was, he had like very low standards, his salary was like really bad, and like, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, he's handsome, but his programs in mind is not matching with the way he looks. He looks like he has standards, but when you start to talk to him, he doesn't. He's very shallow. Shallow? Can I say that?
Shallow. What's your ideal guy?
My ideal guy would be a little bit taller, maybe like 10 centimeters taller. Not that I necessarily wear heels, but I like to be hugged and I like to feel protected by a little bigger man. But it can be different for other girls. I mean, it's all about our preference. I like personally mixed guy, mixed race, like maybe, or Japanese, Asian, South Korean. I like guys with sharp features.
I think it's good to know because I know a lot of our clients are from various parts of Asia, and a lot of times they have limiting beliefs that white girls are not going to be attracted to them. So you are attracted to them. I mean, obviously it depends, but
Generally, yes. So
there you
I'm
go.
taking data first.
So you think these skills are really important, learning how to be more confident, getting in touch with your masculine side,
It
and
is.
learning how to talk, connect with beautiful
Exactly.
women.
Of course, well, you should know a little bit of psychology. What is the man's nature? What is the woman's nature? It's important because it's gonna be easy for you to understand women sometimes when they behave differently, and they behave differently because we have totally different nature. We are from same meat, but what the programs inside, how the God made us, is totally different.
We
So
are not the same, guys. Whatever the media and the feminists say, we're equal. We should have equal everything, but we're not the same. In fact, we're the opposite in many, many regards.
Yeah, and as more knowledge you know about that, it's better it's for you to communicate well, because that's the key, you know. I was reading the other day book, Woman from Venus, Man from Mars, and it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot to understand how I go through stress by talking about that, and my man go through stress, he just like sit and watch TV for 2 days. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know that. And that's true. That's how man's mind works when he's in stress. And I should know that from beginning. It would be easier for me. I wouldn't bother my man like, oh, please talk to me. Oh, you feel bad, please talk to me. He have totally different thing in mind. So he needs totally...
And we're single focused. So Jen does this all the time. I'll be working on my computer, and then Jen will come up and say something or do something. I don't even hear her because I'm focused on
Yeah,
this thing.
exactly.
Where women can focus on everything.
Yeah,
you know?
at the same time, multifunctional,
Yeah.
and brain could be in the same. That's why woman is not genius, you know. That's why, because man could concentrate and he could be genius. Woman have like spread her energy to 10 different subjects, and she cannot concentrate on one. But
She
she
can
can
be
take.
genius in many areas. True. Like our best, like operations manager in our business, like operations, you need to focus on all these things. So she can do that. It's kind of cool. So it's a good thing when you understand psychology of men and women. You can even figure out like who's going to be better at certain jobs in your business. Potentially, you need somebody who can multi-focus. Then probably want to hire a woman. If you want somebody who's very focused, probably want to hire a man. There's exceptions, of course, there's exceptions. Men can multitask and women can also focus on one thing, but they have to kind of harness that energy. Men have to harness that feminine energy and women have to harness that masculine energy. So we're both feminine and masculine, we do have both sides. But yeah, learn how to communicate with women, learn about yourself, and become the best attractive version of yourself. That's really the takeaway, I think. Yeah, a lot of guys think it's all about money. Like, the only thing women want is money. The funny thing is, like, how would a woman even know a guy has money until she actually gets to know him, or she sees him in a context, like, I don't know, in his job, or driving a Lamborghini, or she sees him in his house. But usually those things come later. If you're walking down the street or you're at a bar, you don't know if somebody has money or not. So it doesn't make any sense that like women only want money. Plus, you can look like you have some money without having a lot. Like, buy a fake Rolex, buy some nice clothes, like, button-up shirts don't cost a lot of money. You can even buy a suit for like $500. In fact, I bought a suit in Bangkok for $100, and it looks pretty nice. Most women don't know if that's like a $5,000 Armani suit or a $100 suit that you bought in Bangkok. So don't let excuses, money, height, looks, muscles, all of that is just an excuse for you to stay where you're at and not approach. Yes, work on those things. Obviously, you can't work on height, but you can work on your money, you can work on your looks to some degree, you can obviously work on your muscles, so work on those things, but in the meantime, until you get to your goal, go out there and meet beautiful women, because not every woman is attracted to those things.